What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to bring you a series of Gambit versus Ascend. Something I noticed, I mean, they're playing in this Red Bull tournament, right? And I don't know much about it, like how to get in, who gets in, like anything about it. I just watch the games and try to learn a thing or two about a thing or two, right? But something I noticed about Gambit's lineup is they got this bad boy in here. They got Sova. So people think, or people say all the time, like, hey, why are you running Sova? Isn't that kind of a throw? Sova on split so bad, he's terrible. Why are you running Sova on split? Like in my rank game, somebody lock Sova and then everybody will freak out, right? But it's like, Sova's not that bad. And I think it's just been an echo chamber of Sova bad, Sova bad, Sova bad on split, Sova bad on split. So like it's gotten to the point where like nobody picks the guy, right? And I used to be one of those people. I used to think, yeah, Sova's kind of bad. You shoot his arrow, but you can hide it from it in like every different spot. You know what I mean? Like you shoot off this wall, but like it doesn't really clear anything, But Gambit have made it work, and I think that some of the things they do with him are really interesting. On defense, not so much. They usually just play him on ramps here, and they just sort of arrow for info. They use him for info to like bait out lurks and stuff, a drone, like they drone it out and whatnot. And something really interesting about Sova on Split is that people don't really expect it. Like when you're playing Haven, if you're playing Ascent, if you're playing wherever, you know where the dart's usually going to go. It's usually going to go on the tree on Ascent. It's usually going to go somewhere on one of the roof tiles on Haven, Seasite, or people just expect for there to be a Sova arrow to shoot. So you're ready for it. But what I noticed is that on this game, people don't really expect, like people don't really think, like they're not really conditioned to play against a Sova yet, because Sova's played so much in every other map that when you hop on the split, you're not really ready to shoot recon arrows. So I think that's another factor that I don't think people think about when selecting their agents. And something else I want to talk about, I think that any comp is possible. Any comp, whatever you want to run, it can work. As long as you have a solid foundation and game plan behind it, I think any comp can work, and I don't think you're throwing. You could run whatever you want as long as you have a solid game plan behind it and reasoning as to why you're picking their agents. I think you could run whatever you want, I'll be honest with you. So I'm going to take us through a few rounds of how they used Sova's utility on Split. Starting off with a pistol round, they're going over to a B hit. They're running a 3-1-1, and notice how the drone is going in. It's scanning everything. It's not getting seen, right? It doesn't see anything. Sova arrow comes in, also scans backside and everything. What I want to talk about, which I think is really interesting, is one, people don't really go B round one, so it's kind of interesting in of itself. But two, look at what Breach is doing while this drone is going in. He's looking at the wall, and you might be thinking, well, why is Breach looking at the wall? Well, he is waiting to stun off with his drone's contact. The first person that this drone sees, that person is getting stunned. And notice it sees the Sova, right? Breach stuns the Sova. Breach stuns up that lane. Let me try to show you guys one more time. Just try and pay attention. I think you'll see it from Jet's POV, maybe. Okay, no, you saw off the drone's POV. Off the drone's POV, you see that Breach stuns, and he stuns anybody off that, off the drone's contact. Jet dashes in, and then it's a pretty free B site. And it's something that people don't really expect. You don't expect a Sova drone. You don't expect, an arrow or anything. And that's what makes Sova's drone so much better than Sky's dog, is that you can see everything. You see everything, literally. Like Sky's dog is kind of limited, and it's a lot weaker too. Like it's a lot easier to break. And Sova's drone, not so much. I think Gambit actually ended up losing this round. I think it just came down to aim duels, but, that's beside the point. And I have a couple rounds written down here that I want to show you. The next one is at 2-0. So let's get there. Okay, so this round. They do the same exact thing that I just talked about. I mean, the last round was a bonus round, so it was whatever. But this round, they do the same drone thing, but up mid. They have vents, 2 stars mid, one for vents, one for mail, so they can decide, which one they want to take, which one they want to, fight for control over. And then Sova's getting ready to drone from market area. Breach is here with him. Now, Breach is going to be looking at a wall again. The drone's going up. The drone's going up. Jet's following the drone, making sure nobody's going to kill it. Follows the drone all the way into heaven. Breach doesn't see anybody in heaven, but he's like, okay, well, the drone's about to die, so let me at least stun heaven. So Jet has complete control of heaven, literally for free. And that's so strong, right? Because if you get spotted by that drone, not only are you going to get tagged, but you're also going to get stunned. And then how are you going to defend against a Jet dash that's coming up on you? So it gives them such strong control of heaven that I just think it's really cool. And it's hard to stop. Like, it's hard to stop something like that. Like, what are you going to do? You have to throw a nade out, right? Or, like, you have to, like, peek out and throw a nade at them. Or you have to throw a Sage Slow. Or you have to throw something, right? And something in order to stop them. But if you do that, you're exposing yourself, and you're probably going to get jet dashed on and stunned, and then you're not going to have a good time, and then you're going to be upset. So I have the next round written down. Yeah, Gambit ends up winning this round. All right, so now, guess what? They're going to do the same thing towards the A side, sort of. You'll see. Really interesting. This is like a rank strat that people do. Something they do a lot of the time is they'll breach stun all the way up ramp like this. So nobody can really defend ramps here. Now, and this play is really big right now. I'm really excited to show you this one. So they stun up ramp right here. So anybody in this area is stunned. You've seen that ranked hundreds of times. Jet dashes up and tries to kill a guy. But you notice Sova here. And what's Sova doing there? What's the dog doing? You know? So Jet peeks. She smokes. She's getting ready to go. Stun. She has complete ramp control in a matter of 5 seconds. Literally. She has all of this map control in 5 seconds of the round starting. And now you might be saying to yourself, how is that Jet getting scanned? Well, it's funny because Gambit has a lineup from like this area that the arrow lands back of A heaven and it scans anybody for this Jet. Because everybody's crosshairs are focused on this Jet, right? They're not going to be focused on the Sova arrow. That one, they don't really expect a Sova to be like playing on split, right? But two, they're not going to expect to. They're worried about the Jet that just ran it down on them in heaven, you know. So Jet's making all this noise. The Sova drone's here. They're making a bunch of pressure towards the A side. The drone comes in. Breach is trying to stun off that drone, I think. Maybe? No. They're just... Okay. So they're making the drone go. They realize that a ton of pressure and a ton of rotates are being made. Maybe Jet hears the Vents players like moving around in there. So he's calling like there's a bunch of info or a bunch of people towards A. Well, and actually, if you notice, they have the bomb towards the B. They have bomb towards B main. So I think that this was like supposed to be a fake all along. So the Gambit has conditioned within these 3 rounds that wherever you see the drone going is where they're going to hit, right? Like that's where they're going to end up going. So they see the Sova arrow, they see the Jet dash, they see a drone. Like this is a really good fake. This is a really solid fake, right? And you see Breach falling off. You see these 2 guys getting ready to go into B site. And it's like, how do you make a read against this? Like that's so like annoying. You know what I mean? You still got 3 people here and they don't have utility to clear this out. So they have to clear it out with their bodies. It takes them a while. And eventually they're going to go into a B hit. Gets stomped out by the Omen Flash, but it's still doable. But I just thought that fake was really cool. I'm just going to play out the rest of the round. So after making a bunch of pressure towards the A side, they clear it out, realize nobody's there. Jet is now jump spotting a heaven. I think she has an operator too. I think, maybe not. You can't tell. I hate this tournament because you can't see like their monies and guns and stuff. It's hard to remember like who has what. But eventually they reset into their default. But now that they don't have this utility, it's kind of hard for them to take any control anywhere. They sort of have to peek with their bodies. And then again, Breach is still ready to stun off of anybody's contact. You know, Jet's, I mean, they're trying to find kills and stuff, right? So like Sova's holding Vents and Jet's peeking heaven. Jet sees somebody in heaven, tells Breach to stun. Breach has been sitting in the market this entire time. I just think Breach is so good. Like, he's just so underrated. Unfortunately, I think Raze ends up getting like a bunch here. No, okay, I'm thinking of a different round. But yeah, this is really cool. Sova's really cool on this map. And I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to take us to the next round. I only have a couple more rounds to show you, but yeah, Sova's pretty good. You should pick him a couple times and split. See what happens. All right, so for these next 2 rounds, I just want to admire some of these clean executes that Gambit manages to pull off. So you see Bomb going towards B main again, signaling sort of for a B hit, and you have Breach, Cypher, and Jet all towards mid. So you know this is going to be sort of like maybe a B split or something, and they're going to try and get mid control, maybe go to B, right? But what you're about to see is that this is a very explosive hit. I have no idea like how he lines this up or what the lineup for that arrow is, but that arrow is going to be really important. So we're going to play this out. CNED's got his operator and Vents. They smoke him off. He can't really do much. Jet Defo immediately dashes up mid. Cypher following right behind him says, fuck your wall, because you're never holding heaven against this. Like, I'm telling you now, you're never holding heaven against this execute. You have a Breach stun coming in. You have an Astra suck. You have a Jet updrafting ulted on top of you with her knives. Like this ain't going to happen. Like, I'm sorry. And then if you go out towards Rafter, you have this Sova arrow that lands in Timbuktu. I don't know where the hell that thing's at. And then not only that, you have a Sova drone coming at you through B main. So this execute is super unorthodox and super strong. There's so much utility coming at you at once, you're not going to be able to hold all this. They stage wall it. Jet updrafts over it, says, you know, screw your stage wall. I'm out this bitch. Cypher's holding the Vents push, so nobody pushes that Jet while she's trying to work heaven. And this speaks a lot to the amount of trust they have in Defo to like get this kill, or to like make space and get these kills. They're setting them up so much. They have it's stunned, it's sucked. They have a smoke back here, and it's like how do you hold against this? Like, so let's play it out. Like, they're getting tagged by the recon drone. They know somebody's CT. They know somebody's pillar because nobody's shooting the dart for that guy. Like he's just getting overwhelmed. He's worried about this drone. He's worried about the dart. He's getting calls that they're stunning and sucking in heaven. Like it's like almost like an information overload. And yeah, Defo just pops off. I mean, like, and that's what I like about these rounds. Like to a naked eye, it might be like, oh, Defo's nuts. Like, well, yeah, Defo's nuts, but there's a lot of support coming into this. Without your Sova arrows and your breach stuns and your Asher sucks, none of this is possible. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's go to the next run, where something similar happens, like a fast sort of like execute. And I'm going to sort of break this down. So this is going to look similar to that A hit I talked about previously, where they have the drone and the dart that lands back here and stuff. But the way they use it is just really cool. So breach is getting to sewer to stun that same spot again. And then again, psycho mode, just updraft dash over the wall. That arrow is somehow very quickly at the start of the round. Like 3 seconds are in and this arrow's already landed. I just feel like should be a longer trajectory for that maybe. I don't know. But it starts pinging against the back of the wall. He's trying to fight somebody. He's getting raise ulted. He updrafts. He dodges it. And then like after all of that, after the amount of pressure that this one person has made towards A, it has baited 3 people over. And then not only that, he almost got a kill. Like, he almost got kills on these guys. He almost killed one of the guys holding the wall. He updrafted, dodges the raise ult, and almost kills this guy. Like, this duel right here, like, let me explain this to you. This duel that you're going to see in heaven, I'm going to try and slow it down when it gets closer to it. This arrow, like, it scans the jet. This is a duel that you want to take. Like it's against an operator, yes, but, like, look. He knows, like... If he doesn't whiff, it's perfect. It is perfect. And then you have Nats, like, they're walking up mid. Like, it's like, oh, well, you know, World War III is going down over at A, so, like, I guess mid's not, you know, they just don't expect Nats to be in mid, I guess. Or maybe they're just trying to clear it out. What happened in mid? I'm kind of curious. Jet's holding what a not. Oh, okay. So then CNET's the first one to rotate over, leaving Omen by himself. Nats expects somebody to be there, I guess. Yeah, it just kills the guy. Nats is really good. But yeah, these rounds have been just like something else. Like you don't see this that often. The utility combos, the everything. Like people are gonna say like, yeah, they're just throwing. They're not showing any of their real strats. Like you know, Sova's just they're just trolling because it's you know, well, dude, they're playing for 50 grand. Like what? Like you think they're trolling over 50 grand? What? Like, I'm not trolling over 50 grand. I mean, shit, I'll play. You know what I mean? Like these are like legitimate strats. Will they take these to champs? Maybe, maybe not. But I still think this is something that you can still learn from, regardless if you think they're throwing or not. Like the utility combos, the way they follow up off it, it's just like it's so cool to watch, you know. And then Gambit, yeah, he's got this huge lurk. I didn't really talk about the rest of the round, but you know, it's not the main focus of this video. Let's go to the last round now. I forgot what I want to talk about in this one, but you got the standard Cypher Cam spotting this right here. Looks like they're going to go for more of an A hit. 2 stars for having to get ramps control, sort of. They cage, dash across. You know, World War III's going down. They immediately put stars down for CT and screens, so this is definitely an A hit. I don't know, but none of the team is like pushed up. Why did I point this out? What happened this round? So Cyphercam sees everybody, sure, but Asher and Sova are all silent. Maybe they're trying to sell a fake. Like they're trying to like fake a fake. You know what I mean? Maybe, maybe not. Now breach is flashing. They know breach is here. They know Cypher's here. They wall this off, and now they know everybody's here. So this fake isn't necessarily a fake anymore. Sova drone comes in, trying to gain some form of map control, trying to take ramps maybe, but they're all like they don't have any map control. They're all in this one area. Oh, okay. So they're trying to find a Sova ulti. Whiffs, unable to find one. They cut noise. I think that's a big part in this too. What people don't understand, like when you cut noise, it drastically helps you like create space for yourself. Obviously there's an ad going on, but because they were quiet and they only let the Sova ulti make any form of noise, it kind of convinced them, okay, maybe they rotated off. Like we don't have anybody, they didn't have anybody in mid. Yeah, they had Owen push through their spawn, which we'll see in a second. But by cutting noise like that, it allows you to reset and sort of like try again to push again. So as soon as this ad's over, you'll see what I mean. So like they didn't have anybody mids, right? So they cut noise. They created a little bit of pressure, took a little bit of pressure off themselves. Still not entirely. But the way that they're double peeking things, they have their best fragger, probably Nats. Like they're grouped up, flashes for him. They still take ramp control. They're doing the same thing, but they're just doing a lot slower. You know what I mean? Breach stuns. Nats is like going in. He's like the jet that's not a jet. You know what I mean? So they have full heaven control because they were double peeking everything. You still got this stupid arrow that comes in. It's so dumb. But even then, like, even though the jet died and the Sova stuff doesn't go down, like, they're still able to get off a really clean execute. And yeah, it's a save round, but, like, still, I think this is really cool to watch. Like, their initial push failed at first, right? But they were still managed to make something out of it. Nats and Redgar double peek into heaven. They're clearing all their angles together. Breach is stunning for them. He's doing everything for him. Everything that he can to help this team take this map control. Nats is peeking vents, making sure nobody's in there. So it went from a pretty failed attempt to having a lot of A control here. Plus their breach ult, like, yeah, it just can't stop it. So that last round wasn't so much about Sova, but it was just about like Gambit and how like sick they are. They're pretty nuts. So with that being said, I hope you guys learned something from this. Try out Sova. Like, people shame other agents on every map, but it's like it doesn't really matter as long as you have a good game plan to use with them. Like, I think a lot of things could work on this game that people just are too afraid to try. So, and Gambit's not. I mean, it looked like it worked pretty well for them most rounds. So, hope you guys learned something from this. I know I did. And I'll see you guys later. Take care.